I'm Giulia. I'm going to try something a little different in this video. I want to take you on a walk through the forest and share some of myself with you. As many of you know, I have a disease called Syringomyelia. In a nutshell, cavities form in the spinal cord and they are filled with cerebrospinal fluid. They put pressure on the spinal cord and this affects the nervous system, more specifically the parasympathetic nervous system. Ultimately, it means that it means that certain bodily functions are not 100%. Each person with syringomyelia has a different array of symptoms and accompanying conditions. Most cases of syringomyelia are from Chiari malformation or post-traumatic. Mine is idiopathic. That means that there is no known cause. One thing that we all have in common is pain. A deeply rooted pain that acts as blinders. We go through our lives surviving the pain, the uncontrollable heartache, and the misinformation and the overwhelming pity. It is not fatal, but it is incredibly sad. It's draining, and it stops me and others from living our lives as able-bodied people. It stops us from living our lives to the fullest. Because of this truth, I wanted to share a positive story. One that is not about overcoming inconceivable odds, but rather reaching achievable goals. I recently went on this forest walk with my husband. At first, it was difficult. My hips pained and my joints ached. My chest felt as though it was going to close in on me. After I pushed through the pain, I allowed myself to be distracted by the pure beauty of our surroundings. I remembered how I struggled to walk in my house just 10 years ago, how intolerable the pain was for me, how I would wake up each morning with intense nausea and spend the first 30 minutes of my day throwing up. I think back to commuting to work and the pain in my feet, the times I would cry myself to sleep. Back then, I would not have been able to do this walk. The pain would have been too much and my confidence was non-existent. Now things are different. I walk with my head held high and I can see the world around me. I can start to feel as though I'm actually living. In that moment, the pain was there, but it was not the focus. It had no place in that very moment. I felt like myself. I had nothing to prove or disprove. I was simply a person in the forest being taken away by the mushrooms and the quiet. I was a person spending time with her husband, living and loving life, letting go of my fears, uncertainties, and even my dreams. A joyous occasion I could share with the person I love most. It took so many years, and though this journey is not over, I know we have reached a pivotal moment. I wake up nauseous, but I do not throw up. I have intense pain in my hips, hands, and feet, but I can work, cook, and play with our cats. I can live for today. I struggle to acknowledge achievements. It often feels as though the currents will never stop and I will never touch the sweet embrace of the shoreline. I know that for some of you have this feeling, like no breaks exists and you need to keep paddling, otherwise you will drown in the chaos. We should all give ourselves a little more credit. We need to step back and see the bigger picture, to see the journey with all its milestones. I am not as healthy as I should be. I will never be without pain. Right now I am here. Right now I must look back and acknowledge where I came from. See where I am going. Take notice that I walked in the forest for 3 hours with my husband. I am closer to my dreams than ever before. And I get to do it with the love of my life. You can do it too. Perfection is unachievable, so focus on what is achievable. Focus on the steps you need to take in order to get closer to your happiness. Focus on what brings you joy and take time for yourself. Take time to walk in the forest and just embrace the moment. When we started this journey years ago, I was definitely scared. I was overwhelmed, and I thought my disease would stop us from being able to achieve our dreams and kind of keep us in this weird limbo forever. But each day that passes, I'm able to see something new, something exciting, something that brings so much joy and magic to my life. We are not people of epic means, but we've carved a life for ourselves, a decent one. And we did that in spite of my disease, in spite of the difficulties that come with having chronic illness, despite the difficulties that come with having something that is so deeply rooted in who I am as a person. I have been sick for as long as I can remember. I don't remember being any different. But on these walks and spending time with my husband and giving love to my cats, in those moments, I get to remember that I'm still a person. I get to remember that my disease does not define me. It is simply a part of me. These are things that are difficult to differentiate. But it's important to do that. Allow yourself that space if you are in the same situation, or even if you are just an able-bodied person struggling to let go. Allow yourself the moment to acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small. These are achievable goals. You don't need to try and overcome inconceivable ends. You don't need to try and be perfect, or try and achieve your goals, your dreams, all in one sitting. Take time. And take time for yourself, just like we did on this day. I do hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video with another story. Alla prossima.